Good morning, everybody. I'm coming to you from my back garden at the moment. I'm listening to some of the birds in the background, and you might also hear my chickens that are just behind me. But I've been thinking a lot about how everyone's lives have changed recently. And for a few of you, life has got an awful lot busier. And for some of you, life may have got a lot quieter. But for all of us, life isn't quite the same as the life we were living just a few weeks ago. And I was thinking, how do we continue to spend time alone with God at this time when our whole routines have completely changed? So I'm going to read a little bit from Psalm 19, which talks about the heavens declaring the glory of God. And that's why I wanted to be out in the garden, because I just felt it was right to be out here in nature as I read it. So here we go, Psalm 19. The heavens declare the glory of God. The skies proclaim the work of his hands. Day after day they pour forth speech, and night after night they display knowledge. There is no speech or language where their voice is not heard. Their voice goes out into all the earth, and their words to the ends of the world. In the heavens he has pitched a tent for the sun, which is like a bridegroom coming forth from his pavilion, like a champion rejoicing to run his course. It rises at one end of the heavens and makes its circuit to the other. Nothing is hidden from its heat. And as I go out and into nature and look around the garden, I just see such signs of hope. We can see the blossoms coming out on the trees and buds coming out, and our plants are beginning to grow. The rhubarb for us is coming out, and the asparagus won't be long. And there's just so much sign of life coming into action, as it were. And I was thinking how when I walk in the garden, it actually helps me concentrate on God and his faithfulness. When I wake in the morning, I actually get to see the sun come up, and I notice how slowly that happens, and little by little the light just goes across the sky, and what was dark becomes light. And it's just brings to me the sense of a new adventure, of a new day, where we get to breathe and walk out this kingdom life together. So I've got a few ideas of what you might find helpful during your day. I think some people might find it helpful maybe just to put their phones on a timer for a minute, and during that minute just ask God to speak to you in the quietness and listen. What do you hear? And what do you see? It's quite incredible how hard it is at that first minute to actually get quiet. But if you keep practicing it, a minute here and a minute there, you'll get more relaxed with it, and God will begin to speak to you through that. Other times, some people might find it helpful to just take one verse. So, for example, Deuteronomy 33, verse 27, talks about God being the eternal. Hang on, I just got to get it up again. The eternal God is your refuge, and underneath are the everlasting arms. And just reading that again and again, the eternal God is my refuge, and underneath are the everlasting arms. It just speaks to God holding us at times that maybe we feel a little bit vulnerable. And something else that might be helpful is to just get an object, any random object, and put it in front of you and ask God to show you something in that object about yourself or about himself that will lead you into praying. So, for example, you might have a candle, and on a candlestick you put in front of you, and you ask God to speak to you something about maybe his light, or his, you know what I'm trying to say, that sort of thing. I don't want to put words into your mouth, because God will speak to you in a way that actually resonates with you. But sometimes the most random of objects can actually speak to you an awful lot about, something about the character of God. So as you can hear, we got little bantams that we only bought a few weeks ago that are just beginning to lay, another sign of new life and hope. So as you go through your day to day, I just encourage you to spend a minute just in complete silence and just look around and just look at nature and look at one another and see in each other the image of God. Enjoy your day. Bye bye.